What's going on, fowl players? So I want to talk just for a little bit about choosing a location for your duck blind, right? You've got this waterfowl impoundment here. You put all this time and effort into fixing the place up. Where the heck are you going to sit when the ducks start flying? Right behind me is a spot that is my current favorite. I'll hop across the ditch and stand back at a distance in a second and show what it looks like from across the impoundment. But the thought process that went into this. So 2 or 3 years ago, we still had a bunch of brush over here, actually where the four-wheeler and those pallets you can kind of see in the fire back over. Sorry, pointing the wrong direction. Let me try that again. Back 2 or 3 years ago, we sat right through here because we still had a bunch of brush. I even had trees that were right here as well that I would hide by. And then last year we did more clearing, and that's when I brought the pallets in. There was a tree right there that I've already taken down. We had hide behind those pallets, but we're still kind of out in the middle of a hole. Now, I did that on purpose last year, knowing I don't have any top cover. It's not the best location, but I wasn't sure where the birds were going to be coming from, and I still hadn't kind of patterned how they're flying, and I think that's crucial. I made a mistake over in the bean hole. I put a blind in the first year, and I don't think it's the right place for the blind. I think I'd had better opportunities if I'd have set it across the hole. I'd have had the rising sun right in my face, but I'd had more shooting opportunities. So I'm hesitant to put a big blind in here yet until I know I've got the right location. So this year, I sat here and I tried to think about more where the birds were flying. It's more open now, but really most of the birds we had, all the birds we had come in and land while we were hunting, set up on us from right back here. Now that, you would seem to think, well, be right over there where you were before because they're coming right in your face, and they did, but they're also coming right in your face, right? So think about that. A duck's eyesight, while they don't have the visual acuity, they can't make out the fine detail of your camo even, they can spot movement exceptionally better. Their eyes actually refresh at a faster rate than ours do, so they can see subtle movements much better than we can. And if you're in their line of sight and you do anything, move to get your call, try to duck, anything, they're going to see you and you're busted. So my plan here is relocate myself 90 degrees and be off to the side of their intended flight path. The hole is much longer this way than it is this way. Everything pretty much from where I'm standing, this entire hole is pretty much in range, right? So it's not like I have to worry too much about that, but also take into account how the birds fly. They would do this. We would see them go back and forth over these trees a lot. Creek is back over this way behind us. They were flying over these trees, and our other hole, which is a part of this hole, is in the back. They would fly there, but then they would often fly over these trees and come back and over these trees as well. So let me jump across the creek real quick and I'll show you what this looks like a little bit from a distance and why I picked this spot. All right, so we're all the way at the other side, and directly here in front of us, there's kind of this 2 tree trunks right here going up. I'm planning on starting a blind right at the edge of that tree. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna take that tree out or not. I don't necessarily want to, but anywho, I'm gonna put a blind in here, and it's probably going to be simple. It's probably just going to be pallets again for this year until I know that's a good location. But I'm gonna put my blind in there. What you may notice just by looking at it is all this top cover I have. When the ducks fly over on this side, they're not going to see our big shining white faces sitting out in the middle of their food plot. We're going to be able to hide better. Sure, all the leaves are going to come off, but that's still going to obscure us. And there's actually a couple of holly trees kind of behind where I'm going to set up, which don't lose their leaves. So, that'll just cover us a little bit more. Also, and I stood over there at the end of last season to see, I can still kind of see what's flying down the creek. That's just over this little hill right here. It's not that far away. So I can see if birds are flying up and down the creek, and maybe get a little bit of a head start on where they come. A lot of ducks, you hear them screaming, wood ducks, right? You hear them screaming as they come up the creek, and you're like, where are they, where are they? And all of a sudden, they're coming right at us, oh my God. And we end up with that situation. Give us a little bit more time to be prepared and get hunkered down and get still than maybe we've had in the past. So that's my thought process. You really can't, well, you can be hid too much. If you can't get a shot off, you're hidden too much. So there's got to be a balance. There's got to be a compromise. Last couple years, I was too exposed, and I knew I was too exposed, but I just didn't know where I needed to be able to shoot the ducks. I didn't know how they were going to fly in here. I didn't know, I hadn't patterned them yet. So I have now. I think I understand. Trying to think. Well, I guess we only shot birds in here one day. No, we shot them here a couple days, but they always came from this direction, right? Most of the birds are coming from this direction. So we're going to be set up right over here, and those ducks are going to come off of our right shoulder, which that's good for Tom. He's a left right-handed shooters. I guess that's not as good for us. But they were trying to land right here. And if we could, the ducks that came in, they would drop over these trees, they would come down, and about that time they saw us, and they were picking back up when we shot them. Now I think we're going to get them set up to maybe want to even come in and land, particularly the mallards. You guys know I've been trying to kill some mallards in this spot, and I'm hoping next year will be the year. I said that last year, but we'll see. But that's my thought process. What goes into picking a duck blind location? You want to be near the X they want to land on, right? The whole area you hope is an X. But hopefully you can identify where they're going to land, but then don't set up in that spot. Don't set up, if you know the direction they're coming from, which can vary based on wind conditions, right? Don't set up right in their line of sight coming straight at you. It's actually better to set up so they're maybe even crossing, or at least coming in at an angle, so that they're not looking right at you. Now, granted, the duck's eyes are on the side of his head, but if he's coming into land, he's going to be doing this. You can actually see them do their heads like that to look where he's going. You still have to be still. You still have to be hidden, but at least you're not right in their faces when they got the landing gear down, right? So that's just my thoughts on that. Pretty sure that's going to be my spot. I need to clear it out some more. I'm going to have to make a decision on that tree. Maybe if Tom has I think he has one of those chainsaws that's on a big pole. Maybe if we can take off one branch, we can leave the tree. I don't know. I'm cutting down a lot of trees. I don't want to overdo it, right? So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. Thoughts on how to set up, or where to set up a duck blind in your waterfowl impoundment. Again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you're having fun with me, go down there and mash that old like button and give me a subscribe, and even leave a comment. If you got thoughts on where to put a duck blind, I'd love to hear those as well. So thanks for watching. As always, you know me, I'm Bruce. There's Rosie right there. And you're watching Fowl Play Outdoors. Thanks a lot.